Jim has thebuyers.com is the website to check him out. And, you know, we have a little fun talking politics in addition to real estate. And, Jim, I hope you don't mind, but I'm keeping you in here because we got to talk about some of the stuff that happened this week.
So we're having some fun now.
It has been crazy. So I know you've been watching the situation unfold with the illegal immigrants who were here from Venezuela mostly, and they're MS-13 gang members or Tren de Aragua gang members. They get sent back by the Trump administration to El Salvador because the president there accepts them. This activist judge jumps in and says, well, you can't send them back, tries to stop it. Now they're in this legal battle back and forth with the Trump administration who's saying they can't turn over documents requested by the courts. I hear this is all a plan, actually, from President Trump's team. Stephen Miller seems to be throwing everything he can at the wall when it comes to immigration to finally force the courts to decide, to make these appeals, to finally get some precedent set. What are you making of this whole situation? And why are Democrats wanting to get these people back in the country so badly?
That's a thing that I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. So we want to keep these awful people here.
Yeah.
I do think that we need to vet them because I think that there might have been one person that really shouldn't have been on that flight. I did hear about that. But I don't understand why we want to keep them here. And then also look at the precedents of it. If you go over to like some Gulf countries or something like that, Saudi Arabia, for example, there is no crime. There is no crime over there. I mean, if there's a wallet with cash sticking out of it sitting on the sidewalk, nobody's going to touch it.
People are scared.
The punishment is so severe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for everything, I mean, that's why we've had so much crime, because there has been no punishment for criminals. That's also why police departments can't recruit either.
Yeah.
Because we've made the villains the police officers. And that's just awful. My dad was a retired police officer, so I take a lot of offense to that.
Mm-hmm.
But now when we're starting to send them to that El Salvador prison, which, by the way, have you looked at that prison? Have you looked at what that prison is like?
Yeah, it's no joke.
You can YouTube that place. It's not as bad as the Black Dolphin prison in Russia, which, again, I would encourage everybody to look at that. That's a place where people go and there's never been a person that's left Black Dolphin.
Oof.
All right. That prison in El Salvador is a no joke, bad place to be.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does in my world, in my opinion, is it sets a precedence like, oh, you want to be an illegal, bad person in this country? No, you're not going to, be no cash bail and go right back on the streets. No, you're not going to be in a cushy American jail. You're going to go to that El Salvador prison. All right. That's no joke. I actually think that prison strikes fear in the heart of all those bad people. And I think, wow, maybe I don't want to commit this crime. Because if I get caught, I'm going to El Salvador prison. And that place is no joke.
Yeah. And I think we have to get to a place where there is law and order again. Because, I mean, you see what happens in California when we have, and you live in a great county. The Inland Empire has great sheriffs and great DAs in place. Mm-hmm. LA County, not so much. But the state of California has done so much just to hold back or tie the hands of law enforcement. I mean, this bill that they were trying to pass, I don't know if you heard about this. You probably did. This AB 1333 that would take away your right to self-defense in your own home, basically, that you'd have to prove that you tried to run if you're being attacked or if someone breaks into your home. It's like they prioritize, and this is what the left is doing. They're prioritizing the criminals over the victims.
Yes, they are. And I did read that, and I was just dumbfounded because of the castle doctrine.
Yeah.
The home is your castle, and you get to defend it. All right. Now, just because somebody comes in doesn't mean you get to shoot them. I'll make sure I say that. But if you feel that your life is in fear of death or great bodily injury, or your family's if you legit believe that your family is in danger of death or great bodily injury, you get to exercise the castle doctrine and use lethal force against them. But it was the way that it was written before. Castle doctrine is it needs to be this requirement or this requirement or this requirement or this requirement, and then what they changed it to is this requirement and this requirement and this one and this. So hold on. So now if somebody breaks into my house in the middle of the night, I actually have an obligation to get my wife and kids out of my own home safely. That's now my requirement? Are you kidding me?
I know.
All right. No, I'm not a fan of that. I think it's terrible. I think it's awful. You can't do that. The castle doctrine is there for a reason. Also, just while we're on this self-defense thing, you guys all know I was a Marine for a long time, the son of a retired police officer. So I know a lot about like self-defense, home defense. I mean, I shot competitively in the Marine Corps for a long time, rifle and pistol. But here's a very interesting thing that I saw. The way that you would prevent somebody, what you can do to your house on the outside of it to prevent somebody from wanting to break into your house. It's not the ADT sign. Number one thing, fly the American flag.
Oh, that's a great
weird.
one.
I was surprised because you know what that says?
You've got a gun.
That person's armed.
You are so smart. That is brilliant.
Number 2, beware of dog signs.
Yep.
And don't just write beware of dog. Grab your beware of dog sign that's got a German Shepherd on it.
Yeah.
Whether you have a German Shepherd or not.
Smart.
Right? It doesn't matter. Put those signs up. All right. And then obviously lights. And then it was like 4th or 5th was your little ADT sign or Brinks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting. So at my house, I have a 30-foot flagpole at my house. I fly the American flag, and right below that's the Marine Corps standards. And I have a sign in front of my house that has spotlights on it. My wife made it, and it's a red sign it says, these premises protected by the Second Amendment, and has a silhouette of a tricked out AR on it.
I love it.
A little American flag, a little eagle of an anchor in the bottom. Then I have spotlights on that sign in front of my house, and we have the beware of dog signs up.
They know what they're getting into. There's your warning, by the way, criminals.
This is not a soft target.
Yeah, I love that.
All of that stuff says one thing: go to a different house.
Yep. Keep going.
All it says.
Keep walking next door. All right, so let's talk about Gavin Newsom, shall we? He's been having quite the week. He's got his podcast out. He's getting called out by the left. He's getting called out by the right. And
Charlie worked him over pretty good.
Charlie did. He was good.
That was fun to watch.
Definitely good with him.
And I love that Gavin's son is a Charlie Kirk fan.
I know. I told Grant on the Morning Answer, I said, do you believe that, or you think Gavin was trying to soften up Charlie? But it's probably true because his in-laws are all really hardcore Republicans, which is interesting. All right, so he had to give, or he's looking for, $3 billion. He literally bankrupted the state. We had a surplus. Now we're at a deficit. And part of that is because of the services being offered to illegal immigrants in the state, including Medicaid. So he's got the backbone to be asking for money to help this program while he's got a slush fund getting ready to sue the Trump administration. They're already engaged in lawsuits with the Trump administration. What do you think about Gavin Newsom?
Well, you guys heard my ads, right? I mean, he's the U-Haul salesman of the year.
Absolutely right.
Causing more good Californians to leave the state of California than anybody ever has.
That's right.
Are you getting calls from your friends in the deep dark red states telling you about them living their best lives? Do you have red state envy? I mean, I love writing those ads. I mean, those are fun. I have tears coming down my face. I laugh so hard when I write those ads. But yeah, that guy now has, I think, last time we talked, $500 billion in debt that California now has, but we only bring in gross receipts, gross income of about $220 billion. So you've got more than 2 years of gross revenues in debt. Not sure how we're paying the interest, and they just seem to be stepping on the gas. That's the part I don't understand. Is there's an old saying: when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging.
Yeah.
And he's not like he threw away his shovel and got an excavator. I mean, I don't know what you're doing, bud. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. So dig faster, I guess. But the thing is, as I said before, California has 8% of the nation's population, but it has 38% of the nation's entitlement expenses. Right? That doesn't work.
Doesn't add up.
When you create these policies, and over the last 3 years, 71% of all of my sellers have been leaving the state.
It's really sad.
They're taking their money and leaving, along with all the industry. I mean, Realtor.com just left. Elon left.
It's such a beautiful state,
all
too.
The money's leaving.
It's so sad.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
it has all the resources in the world. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we're absolutely ruining it.
It's tragic.
It just doesn't make any sense. And then how do we vote these people back in? I don't get it.
I know, but they do every single time. All right, final question. Got a couple of seconds left here, about 2 minutes left, Jim. And President Trump is, there was a new poll that came out basically about the popularity of some of the things that he's done so far. Fox News did this poll, just came out today. And on the list, of course, the deportation's a big one. But at the top of the list is protecting women's sports. If you can believe it, the most popular thing that Trump has done so far. And I think it is fabulous because the left thought this was their issue to live or die upon. But it seems for the American people, this is one of the best things that President Trump has done. What do you think about that?
Well, I have 3 daughters.
I know you do.
I have 3 daughters.
Yeah.
Dad, or girl dad, that's what I meant. I went backwards anyway. I think it's fantastic. And I love the fact that the way Trump is, honestly, he is just trolling the heck out of the Dems because he knows that no matter what he says, their TDS, they will stick their flag in the ground and go the opposite way hard. So he's choosing very, very popular items to go with, forcing the Dems to take the unpopular side, which is why their polls are cratering. I think it's fantastic. I think it's awful what has happened in women's sports. Where are all the women's lib activists?
Amen. Where are the feminists?
Where have they been with their pink hats and all this other stuff saying women's rights, but you don't have a problem with a man going in and taking the girls' trophy.
I know.
The man stepping in, taking the girls. Now, this girl has worked her whole life to be a high-level athlete, and they're going to let some guy come in and do it. Like when the powerlifting record.
Right, it's ridiculous.
The last 50 years has only moved a few pounds, and here comes a man who comes in and breaks it by 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to take 600 years for the women to get that strong to be able to break that. I'm being a little sarcastic on that. But that's ridiculous.
It is
absolutely
ridiculous.
And it never should have happened. And I'm so happy that he did that to protect women's sports. And yet they call him a misogynist and all this other stuff. Look at the powerful women he has around him.
I know.
A lot of women he has around him. And that's all false about, everything they say about him is false. It's ridiculous. But I love how, now you've got liberals that are now burning Teslas. So they wanted to go to this green thing, but no, now we can't have it. And I love it. Like he's just taking popular positions to make them go against their own.
And they look ridiculous. They're on the wrong side of every issue. And this Tesla thing is absolutely insane. It just blowing up Teslas when that was their savior, right? In just like a year's time, things have shifted. Jim, it is always great to talk to you. We are out of time, but it is always fun to talk about these issues. Jim has thebuyers.com. That's the website. The Jim Bottrell Real Estate Team. Jim has thebuyers.com. Always great to see you, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. There's more up ahead. It's the Inland Empire Answer on AM 590, The Answer.